they'll hear our plans and how about the fact that we forgot to do this for 4 days in a row and that we have to try to recap. And we're going to hold the phone at weird angles so you can't tell that we're just doing it for 45 minutes straight on the ride back to Salt Lake City right now. And it's recording, isn't it?
Yes. Your deceptive, evil plan has been unveiled.
Problem with being a supervillain with a 360 camera.
With an incompetent assistant.
Those weren't my words.
Sometimes it sucks being a minion.
Well, you should have been taller.
Yeah. I'm just really not league material, you know? Alright, where do we even start? Yesterday. Canyonlands?
Yes.
Or before Canyonlands?
Well, we woke up. I had breakfast and you didn't.
That's true. I ate snacks, I think. I drank a can of coffee.
Yeah. And then we had spent some time the night before briefly Googling and looking at YouTube videos for places to go off-roading that were not too off-roady. Like we didn't want to go somewhere where we had to deflate our tires and have like 4-inch lifts because we're gonna, I assume, stock cheap from the rental company, and we didn't want to hurt poor Floggett. Have we mentioned Floggett is the name of our car?
Yes. FL06617. Yeah. Floggett.
So our plan for yesterday was to go to Canyonlands, because despite the fact we have come to Arches 3 times in the past, we've never actually made it to Canyonlands because we've never stayed.
Enough time.
We never stayed in one place for long enough, and it's just far enough away that you're like,
is it going to be worth it if we're already going to Arches?
Yeah. Spoiler alert, yes, it is worth it. You should go.
We went to the Island in the Sky District, but on the way,
we went and took one of our Arches. We're going to Arches at the sign pictures because we had not managed to take one of those on any of the previous days. That was uneventful. I'm not sure why I brought it up. But yes, then we're headed to our loose plan was we were going to go to. We had found that there was a trail. There was a semi-off-roading trail called the Gemini Bridges Trail that we were going to go to first. Then we were going to go to Canyonlands, and then we were going to hit
Dead Horse State Park.
Dead Horse State Park on the way back. Most of the purpose of the Gemini Bridges thing was it's not inside a state park, so we could get some extra drone stuff because most of the places around are not drone friendly. I think Dead Horse State Park is drone friendly, but only between November and March, which is currently August, so that was not going to work for us. In my infinite wisdom, I typed in Gemini Bridges Road because that was the road that was supposed to take us to Gemini Bridges into Google Maps, and then we trusted Google to know where it was.
Spoiler alert.
There was a road. When we had watched the YouTube videos, it had made it seem that it was going to be not a feral road. It was going to be a fairly smooth road, like it was going to be like rock, not paved, but it wasn't going to be anything super adventurous. What Google brought us to was fairly adventurous from the get-go. Also, there was no signs in anywhere, so we were off-roading a little bit more than we wanted to. And the first thing that we go one way, go another way, and we pull into some sort of
fracking mining
place that there's nobody there, and they're like, this obviously isn't where we're supposed to be. So we turned around, went back, and then we saw there was a different road, which was even more off-roady. The reason that we had gone to the fracking place was because it had something that kind of resembled a road.
Yep.
What the other way was not that. And we went a little bit down that road, and then just decided we're just going to stop. because we were seeing people coming from the other direction, but they were in like the little rentable, like not
super off-roady,
not actually cars, but like they were cars, but they're like
recreational vehicles.
Yeah, like giant ATVs, sort of. I don't know exactly how you describe it, but they were in things that were ready to go off these little rock dips and stuff. So we went a decent distance in one way, and then it just came to a point where the drops were more than we wanted to send Flogget over. We weren't sure if our clearance was going to be enough. So we just pulled off the not really on a road that we were on, and then we just did some droning from there, and thought, okay, well, that's just going to be how this worked out. You know, this wasn't we didn't find the bridges. We couldn't go far enough along the road, and I actually sent the drone after the road. It's basically as far as the. I mean, I as soon as the signal dipped down at all, I sent it back because I didn't want to have to go down this road for however far that I had sent it to try to pick it up if it didn't come back to us. Fortunately, that wasn't a problem. We got it back. But even going as far as the drone would go, it was just endless nonsense. They're like, I don't know what this is. This road is very long, and it's not what we're anticipating.
So we turn around, we go all the way back, we continue on down the main road for a while, and then we see something that says Gemini Bridges Trail or something like that, and it's actually called Little Canyon Road, not Gemini Bridges Road, that you're supposed to go on, apparently. And that was actually quite cool for the most part. We ended up making it over to an overlook. Well, we first made it to actually go stand on top of the twin bridges, which was kind of cool, but you couldn't really see anything. But then we went further and we got to an overlook where you could really actually see it and see what you'd been standing on. And that was pretty damn cool. The way back was a little bit more exciting. I don't know exactly what happened there. I was trying to go a little bit farther down the road because I wasn't sure if we had gotten to the last overlook point, and then it went from road to rocky drop-offs real fast, and then we quickly turned around and decided that we wanted to take the road that we knew that the car would take without any problems. There was one loud clunk, and we didn't want to hurt poor Flogget any more than we already had. So we figured out how to escape that particular drop-off that we were on. And figured that was a good enough time to head over to Canyonlands, maybe a little bit later than we'd originally planned. But.
Yeah, those long dirt roads take a couple extra minutes. When your average speed is 10 miles an hour, you go a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm. Canyonlands. So we went to the Island in the Sky district. There's 4 different districts, I guess. There's Island in the Sky is the one that's most commonly visited. There's the Needles, which I'm really interested in visiting next time we go. There's the Maze, which is for the not for the faint of heart. Apparently very, very rough. And then there's the rivers themselves, which would be really cool to go on sometime. So we're in Island on the Sky, and it's called that because it's just a spire of land in the middle of the canyons with a 40-foot wide bridge connecting it, natural rock bridge connecting it to the rest of the land. And we saw some gorgeous sights. We saw some places that we want to go hike sometime.
Yeah.
We hiked to the Mesa Arch, which is the one that commonly has pictures of sunrises through it and has a gorgeous view of the land below.
It continues the ongoing tradition of places that aren't arches that claim they have an arch that have like a C+ arch at best.
I mean, I think you thought it was pretty good.
It's cool. It was.
Corona was probably more your shtick.
It was probably the of the like non-main arches, like I consider Corner Arch kind of to be an Arches arch, even though it's not in Arches, just because it's so close to Moab. Of the arches